Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Thursday edition of the JP Peterson Show. See that graphic of Simeon? He was a bad mother.
He just looks mean, doesn't he?
Oh, he looked mean, but he's just a softie.
Hey, most of them are.
Just the nicest guy in the world. He's a dad now.
Yeah.
I was texting with him last night, and he wouldn't give me the scoop. Dadgummit. He was being very evasive.
There you go. Guess you know where you stand now, huh?
I know, right? Obviously behind Rick Stroud. Come on, man.
Oh, come on.
How do you give it to Stroud and not me? Come on, Simeon.
Maybe Stroud threw him the gift certificate to Cafe Paradiso.
That's right. That's right. What am I thinking? Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you, Tim Ham, from our affiliate in Dallas, Fort Worth, DFW, FanStream.
Good morning.
What's up, brother?
We had our first 100-degree day already of the season yesterday.
What the fazoozle? What? It was just 20 degrees there like a week ago.
Welcome to Texas.
Good God.
100
You got
degrees
100 already?
Yep.
Jiminy Christmas. Climate's going crazy.
Time to hit the pool, I guess.
I'm going to die. Somebody posted this thing from CBS News like in 1984 or 85 or something with a very young Al Gore saying Florida's going to be underwater by 1997. And they showed a map of Florida with just like, water everywhere. Like Orlando was now the beach.
That was it.
Like in 2002, Florida's going to be underwater. Yeah. Again, it's not happening. Anyway, what a great day to be a Buccaneer. We got the schedule out, so we're going to get to the schedule here. Boy, I think the Bucs got a great schedule.
Not mad.
No, I think they really got a great schedule. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're going to do that. Simeon Rice might jump in here somewhere. We'll see if we can get him on. If not today, we'll get him on some point. As I mentioned, he's a new dad. I said he's absolutely loving being a dad. Still in great shape. Just one of the best interviews in the history of the Buccaneers. One of the best dudes and one of the best players. He was when you talk about an elite pass rusher, that was the guy coming off the edge, long arms, 6'7", great get off, super athletic. I mean, he's the pro. To me, when I think of an outside edge rusher, I think of Simeon Rice.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I mean, LT was a different kind of cat, obviously, but Sim was just 122 and a half sacks, I believe, in his career. Hall of Fame worthy numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people say, "Oh, he didn't play the run, whatever," and I'm like, I don't remember that. I remember him being a bad mofo.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah, so he's going into
Illinois
the Ring
kid,
of Honor.
right?
Yep. University of Illinois. Grew up in Chicago, I believe. I think he still lives there. But yeah, he was awesome. John Hill says Simeon Rice was drafted by the Jags.
No, he's drafted by the Cardinals. Yeah.
I don't think he was drafted by the Jags.
Yep, Cardinals.
I do not think so.
Third overall pick.
Rick in there already. Simeon Rice told Brody Brazil about the Ring of Honor. There's a video coming later today. I wonder if Brody knows how famous he is on this show.
On this show, right?
Absolutely.
Only on this show.
Christopher Cole said, I had a hint that Rice was going to be in the Ring of Honor. What was your hint, Christopher? What was it? I don't know.
Not going out on a limb there either, by the way.
No, I think Simeon was a bit of a dark horse. Most people were saying James Wilder for the 50th anniversary, which would have been a great one as well. Why he's not in, I don't know. It's kind of weird. He's the Bucs all-time leading rusher. I don't know, but he'll be in at some point. I thought the 50th year that would be good. People talk about Gruden being in the Ring of Honor. He already had a ceremony, so I'm not sure he's going to get another one.
Just they put him back in. I
think you're just going to put it back up there. Not a whole lot of fanfare. Of course, he did the schedule release yesterday. Did you see the video?
I did.
I don't know what he's on, man, but
I need to take some of it.
He is high energy, bro. He is
more energy
Outstanding.
than I do, and he's a lot older than me.
Somebody, like when he first started doing the box opening things, he was like, trying to use a spoon or something, a credit card key. Somebody is finally like giving him a legit like hunting knife. And now he's opening his box with a hunting knife, and he's like, "Arr!" And when he does that with the knife, it's a little off-putting, just TBH. But I saw him do some I know he was such a St. Louis Cardinals fan, but he's a big Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
And he did a nicey video for that. And I'm like, hey, man, he is off the edge. I guess this whole Barstool thing has got him really hyped up.
Well, he was quiet for all those years, right? He didn't have an outlet. So now he was still
doing some stuff, but not like this.
That. Yeah,
not like this. That. No, I think they're very much encouraging him to be the Chucky type. And he
loves Chucky.
He's nailing it. No doubt about that. This fun stuff. Michael Roboyos, it's about time we get Simeon in the Ring of Honor. Excited about the season. Let's go Bucs. Yeah, me too, man. I'm so excited about the season. It's going to be awesome. Yes. All right. So Simeon is in, and I'm guessing, I don't know if they mentioned I'm guessing it's the Cardinals game when they play the Cardinals here. Brian Ford was at the Sports Club of Tampa Bay last night, where I was inducted into the board of directors. Had to put up my right arm and solemnly swear to do my damnedest to support Tampa Bay sports. So that was fun. And Brian Ford, COO of the Buccaneers, was there with his lovely wife, and brought Casey Phillips along, a Bucs reporter, and she did a great presentation on all the things that are going on with the Bucs in the community. And man, like when they lay it out in like one spot, all the things they do, it's rather impressive. It's rather impressive what the Bucs do in this community. It's incredible. The different initiatives that they do. There's a lot. We could do a whole show on that. In fact, Brian's going to come on. Brian Ford will come on. Hoping to get him tomorrow to talk, because they're releasing some more stuff on the schedule. Salute to Service Day is going to be awesome. That's a big one right before Veterans Day. Simeon Rice.
Casey Phillips, the great Casey Phillips, is from Texas. You know that, right?
Is she now?
She is.
I did not know that. She played ball. I know she played college ball.
Yeah, I can't remember where in Texas she's from. She was in. I went to Mizzou, I think, but
from Texas, yeah, she was like one of the first internet reporters, website reporters. The teams finally figured out, hey, we can take control of our own content here. We've got great access. And I went, damn, they figured that out. They really took it from the media. They're like, hey, we were the conduit. Now you guys are going to do this. God damn it. And they have all this great access to everything. So, and they do a fantastic job at the Buccaneers. So, I thought through many years in the 90s. I'm like, when are these teams going to realize that they're sitting on a gold mine with their own website? So I wonder how much revenue they make now from that stuff. But
man, it's
got to be significant.
I mean, that's always been the knock on the Cowboys, is their digital presence is terrible, and they've got like more followers than any team.
Are you kidding me?
No, and there have been people that have gone in and tried to run that thing and fine tune it so that
how can you screw that up? And you got the biggest brand in the world.
They just don't care. It is awful.
Wow.
And me and other people that are all close to all that over there, we just scratch our heads every day. We're like, they're missing. They built a multi-million-dollar podcast studio over there at the Star. I've been in it. I've worked out of it. But their marketing department and their digital media, like they don't ever talk to each other. So nothing ever gets done. It is ridiculous.
Wow. Boy, that's a missed up for a Jerry Jones led team. That's really embarrassing. I guess all the other stuff so much of a layup for them that they don't even have to work at it. But the Bucs do a tremendous job. Casey does a great job. And Brian told us last night they were going to announce the Ring of Honor around noon, and somebody slipped a story to Rick Stroud. So he put it out this morning. So it's good for him. That's good.
Yeah.
And he got it out there, and so Sim's gonna. That'll be quite a show. That will definitely be quite a show. All right, let's get to the schedule, shall we?
Please.
See how I added this to the. Look what I did there.
Yeah, let's get the. There we go.
There. Look what I did there. Huh?
It's pretty slick.
Pretty slick. So
I might have done a little differently, but
well, feel free. Produce away. Go right ahead. So overall, first of all, no international game. That's the first thing I care about. No international games, and we knew that a couple days ago. Because I don't care what you say. If you're here to win championships, that don't help. I know the Eagles went to Brazil. They did it at the beginning of the season, though, right? Last year.
Mhm.
It doesn't help. In the middle of the season, I've seen teams go into tailspins. I've just seen the effect that it has on players, and it's not good.
Mm-mm.
So, good for them. They don't have to do that. And the travel schedule is really, really kind of easy. They have no really bad travels except for right in the middle of the season. You got the Buff at the Bills and at the Rams. But the good news is you're at the Bills on November 16th. So that's, Buffalo's lovely on November 16th. So that's not going to be a super cold weather game. You don't think. I mean, it's possible, but you don't think. And then I got to go to the Rams the next week. So, but that's a night game. So, that's a little bit of a reprieve. You kind of get a half a day. So that's a little bit of a reprieve. So no really tough travel. Then you look after that to finish the season. You got the Cardinals at home. We'll be improved, but Kyler Murray will probably be hurt by then.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, being honest.
From playing his Call of Duty, right? He'll have
right.
some injury.
Carpal tunnel by then. So then the Saints, who are just awful. Then you get the Falcons on a Thursday night. And that, so you're playing a Thursday night game, but at least you're at home. You're home to home. So that's no big deal. I haven't seen whether Atlanta has to travel the week before. But so you're at home. And then just two short trips, Carolina and Miami, less than hour flights for either one of them. So I think that's great too. So 4 of the last 6 against some really beatable teams, just like last year. You got those last 6 games to really kind of save your season or improve your seeding or whatever you want to do. Get ready for the playoffs. You should be on a good run going into the playoffs. So that's good. Early in the season, so you start at the Falcons.
I don't like starting the season with 2 road games for some reason.
I don't have a problem.
I don't like that. Because you're not at home. Your home opener isn't until the 3rd week, and it's a day game in September.
Yeah, the 1 o'clock, the 2 1 o'clocks.
I don't like those.
There's no reason for that. Like, why not make them 4 o'clock games in September?
Especially the Eagles game, right?
You would think game. That makes no sense. Yeah, that makes no sense. One of these games should be a night. Both of these games should be a night game.
Yep.
Honestly, if there's one bad thing about it, and it's, it's more for the fans. Honestly, two September games at 1 o'clock are just brutal. Absolutely brutal. The good news is you got 3 September, and then you have an October, which will be brutally hot too. October 12th is no fall here. It'll be hot then too, but you could get a reprieve. You might be able to get a little bit of a reprieve, but one of these games should be, if not all of them, should be 4 o'clock or night games. That's the only beef I have. Now, from a tactical standpoint, it's the same for both teams. So
right.
So when I look at the schedule from a tactical standpoint, juxtaposition, how does it affect you from a physical standpoint in travel and cold weather? I think it's great. You got. I don't mind the 2 games on the road because you're coming out of training camp. You should be well rested. So you kind of get 2 road games out of the way early on. They did this a couple of years ago with Dallas and someone else, I think maybe New Orleans, and they started 2-0, and then of course they dropped some games at home. So I don't mind it. And you go into Atlanta week 1. Part of the reason we lost twice to Atlanta last year was one of the games we were coming off. One of the games was a Thursday night, and we had to travel. Right. And that we were coming off that game, I think it was against the Eagles, where it was 200 degrees and everybody was in the ice tub and they were just absolutely spent. And I even said it on that Monday. I said, this is going to be tough. Coming off this game, and if I'm not mistaken, the Eagles lost the next week as well. And I don't even think they weren't even on a short week. So that was a tough. So I think we are going to give Atlanta our best. I like this matchup going in there. They'll be all hyped. The usual Atlanta wins the offseason. Everybody picks them to win. And then we go in there and spank that ass. So I like it. I think it's a really good spot for the Bucs to go in there and take care of business week 1.
Oh, for sure. I did a little analysis last night, late after I finished the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim show here on FanStream Sports at 10 o'clock Eastern. I came home and I did all the Jägermeister last night was flowing freely out of our Jäger machine. I just looked at the first 4 weeks of the schedule. The away against the Falcons, away against the Texans, home against the Jets, home against the Eagles. And I postulated if they can go 3-1 in that 4-game stretch to start the season, not only do you have a head start on the Falcons, because you're going to win the first game against the Falcons. The only 2 games here that are questionable to me are the Texans and the Eagles. Of course, the Eagles, but you're at home. I kind of like that matchup. I mean, you're kind of in the Eagles' head, I think, at this point.
Well, they got us pretty good last year, but I'll
take it at home.
I'm not afraid of the Eagles. I'm not afraid of the Eagles.
Not afraid of Justin Fields and the Jets.
No,
by any chance. But on the road in Houston, that's going to be a pretty.
Houston is an interesting game because when they're healthy, they're a wagon. Ain't no doubt about it. The reason they really fell off is they got so injured.
Well, especially along the offensive line too. Their offensive line wasn't great last year, and that's a big question mark for them. So if you can go 3-1 in that stretch, number one, you're 1 up on the Falcons to start the season. I'm not afraid of the Falcons this year.
No, I'm not.
At all. And then you don't play them again, and like you said, until December 11th and the final month of the season. So there'll be 2 different teams by then. And I hate division games in September. Like, I almost wish they didn't do that. The Cowboys have that too. I think they have a game against the Giants. They start against the Eagles, and then they play the Giants. They have 2 division games to start the season. Which I don't like, because your teams really aren't put together quite yet. You can have some offseason injuries that are happening. And if, like for instance, the Cowboys, they're not going to have Trayvon Diggs or DeMarvion Overshown, their stud linebacker from Texas, until, maybe late in November or October. So I don't like that. But for the Bucs, I like this September stretch, and I am predicting a 3-1 record. And I'm probably going to go later today. I'm going to go game by game, and I'm just going to go head-to-head, quarterback versus quarterback. So, like Baker versus Michael Penix, then Baker versus C.J. Stroud. I'm going to go that way.
Oh, I did this kind of last night in my head, but let's do it right now as I reach for my permanent marker.
Maybe not permanent.
I think they win at the Falcons. I'm going to say they L at the Texans, win the Jets. I think they beat Philadelphia. So I think they do.
Wow, okay.
I do think they do go 3-1.
But you've got the L at the Texans.
Yeah, that might be a tough one. A healthy Texans team on the road on Monday night. The Bucs have not played well in primetime for whatevs. I don't know, but they got to be better.
Do we know when the creamsicle game is?
Not yet. I think we're going to get all those sometime this week, maybe. Or maybe they'll just incrementally put them out. But hopefully we'll get Brian Ford on tomorrow. He can tell us all that. Tell us all the scoop. At Seattle. That's going to be an interesting one.
Sam Darnold.
I think the Bucs win that game. I'm going to give them a dub.
Okay.
San Francisco at home. The 49ers are depleted. And then I'm going to say they lose to the Lions. They get a little bit. The Lions losing both of their coordinators is interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously going to affect them. How much? I don't know. They're a supremely talented team. They're really, really good. So I'll give them an L there.
It's a huge task for Dan Campbell to overcome. So it's going to tell us a lot about Dan Campbell too.
So I got them 3-1 in both first quarters for a FSU math 8-2. Or I'm sorry, there you go. That's my FSU math. 6-2.
So you had a win. What was week 8? That was the Saints, right? You got them as a win.
Yeah. So I'm going to say 6-2 to start.
9's the bye.
And the bye week. Perfect bye week. They get 2 perfect. Their bye week and their mini bye week are great.
Yeah.
I mean, you could not ask for anything better. Week 9, right in the middle of the season, bye week. Patriots at home, dub. At Buffalo, that's an L. At the Rams, toss up.
Big question mark there.
Yeah, I'm going to go. God, we have such a problem with that offense. I'm going to go L. Cardinals at home, the Simeon game, dub. So at the 3 quarters, poll your 8-4.
Yeah, you had a 2-game losing streak there.
Yeah, and then you just in the late season bowls, easier schedule, put on the gas, Cardinals, dub. Saints at home, dub. Falcons at home, dub. At Carolina, dub. I'm not believing that hype.
Wow.
They're going to be so much better.
Okay.
I'm not.
Dolphins.
So we're 12-4. Dolphins, I think we win that one too.
Okay.
Panthers at home. Just because it's the NFL, I'm going to say they're not going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the end of the season. So I'll just throw an L in there. Well, who's going to, let's say, of all those games we could possibly lose, maybe at Miami. I don't know. I don't know what the Dolphins, we'll say at Miami.
So you've got them 12-5.
Yeah, 12-5.
And you've got them splitting against the Panthers, but sweeping the Falcons and the Saints.
Yeah. I see 12 wins. What does Vegas have them at the over-under? You check that real quick.
Yep.
I think it's probably, I'm going to guess they have them at 9.5. And they've gone over they've gone over everyone. I've bet the over for the last, I don't know, 4 years since Brady left. 3 years since Brady left. It's easy money. It's easy money. I'm going to guess they have them at 9. I'm going to say 9.
You think 9? All right.
Yeah, that's my guess. Vegas has them at 9, and I'm going over. I think it's easy money. You guys throw your in the comments here. Throw their record in there. What do you think?
9.7, 9.5.
9.5. I was right. I was originally right. Yeah, 9.5. So yeah, they get to 10. I don't see how they don't get to 10. That's I think that's easy money. And of course, Baker goes down, everything's out the window.
Right.
Get a rash of injuries on the offensive line. Nobody can withstand that. So, but I think just from what could have been, you could have had some really back-to-back bad travel situations in this, because you're going out west a couple of times with Seattle and LA. Buffalo could have been a cold game. You could have had an international game right in the middle of it. There's so many things that they could have done to the Bucs, but this year, of years past, they've been so screwed. I don't mind the 2 games to start the season. I really don't. It's hot here. Go on the road. They play well on the road. 2 indoor stadiums, so it's I think it's good. I like it. I like it. I like the schedule. I like how it sets up for them, especially at the end, and it should be a very good year for this team.
By the way,
pointing in the right direction.
That Houston game in week 2 is a Monday night football game.
Mm-hmm.
The Detroit game in week 7 is a Monday night football game.
Now, by the way, that one will be on MOR TV, I believe. The Detroit game. I'll be going to Detroit to do a pregame show unless the NFL screws us at the last minute, like they did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the reason for that? Like, did they just said no, or they didn't give a reason?
I never really got a reason. No,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it was all about. It just, they signed contracts and everything, but they had an out in there, and the NFL took the games back for whatever reason. This was kind of weird.
By the way,
cost MOR TV a lot of money.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, with your advertisements that you sold and stuff.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
The teams ahead of the Bucs in win totals, and this is per NFL.com. The Rams are ahead at 10.5 projected, and get this. The 49ers projected 10.5. I don't understand
Where's that coming from? Where is that coming from?
The Lions 10.5. The Commanders 9.5. They're right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles 11.5. And that's the only teams ahead of the Bucs.
Yeah, wow, that's.
I don't understand San Francisco though.
Yeah, that's weird. I would definitely put. So where are the Chiefs? Where do they have the Chiefs?
Maybe these are just NFC. These must just be NFC teams.
Okay, yeah, I think you're.
Okay. Well, yeah. Here we go. Win totals. Is this everybody here then? Okay, yeah. Ravens 11.5. Bills 12.5. Chiefs 10.5.
Wow. Yeah.
The Broncos are a win total is push.
I will definitely go under. I'm definitely going under on the Chiefs. I think they take a step back.
Me too. We did this on
12-0 in 1-score games again. Doubt that.
Yeah. So before the season starts, JP, I don't think we did this last year. This is something Colby and I do on our show. The week before the regular season, after the final cut down to 53, we always do our projected division winners, conference winners, Super Bowl matchup, all of that. We do a show where we do all that, and then we go back at the end of the year and we laugh at ourselves because of how wrong we were. We need to do that here as well. I think it'll be
let's do it.
Fun. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Some comments out here. Daniel Rivera says one day Gene Deckerhoff needs to be in the Ring of Honor. He's going in. Probably wait till he retires. I think this might be his last year. Michael LaRue, good morning to you. Said Simeon Rice was a game wrecker. He could single-handedly take over a game. He would beat Michael Vick all by himself. The Bucs didn't win a Super Bowl without him. No question. Absolutely no question. He was an incredible difference maker, especially in that Super Bowl. There's a bunch of guys could have won MVP. We love that Dexter got it. But lots of guys could have won. It could have given it to the whole defense, really. That probably would have been more appropriate. Kevin Hardy from Illinois was drafted by the Giants. That's who you're thinking of. Yeah, similar players. Yeah, absolutely. Tim, did you say Patrick Reed 90-1 odds PGA?
I did. He was my dartboard pick at 90-1 to win the PGA Championship.
He could win any tournament anytime. That's true.
Yeah.
He especially in the majors, he gets hot.
Yep.
Yeah, they won the Masters.
Yep, he did. That's part of the reason I picked him to win the PGA at 90-1. How about that value, Johnny Gerber?
That's a good value. He ain't gonna pick Patrick Reed,
No, he's not gonna pick Patrick.
Personal. Daniel Rivera, Simeon Rice was third overall pick in 1996 by the Arizona Cardinals. His first pro number was 79. Can't see Sim in a 79.
Sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, 97 is a cool number. Really is. He finished his career in Indianapolis wearing 78. Ugh, yuck.
Yeah, he wore 79 his first year in Arizona, then he switched it to 97. It was when somebody else wearing 79 in 1996, and then of course 97 with the Bucs through 06, and then 97 with the Broncos in 07, and 78 with the Colts in 07.
Yikes.
He played for the Broncos and the Colts in the same year.
Weird.
Yeah, that was a weird end to a really good career for sure.
Yeah, a lot of that happens to a lot of guys. B says JP on some board of directors. Some board of directors, the Sports Club of Tampa Bay, my friend. Very prestigious group. Founded by George and Leonard Levy back in the 60s, my man.
B made an appearance on the golf show last night, too.
Oh, good.
He was trolling Johnny about Billy Horschel.
And no, there is no 5-game lunch stipend, my friend. Wish there were.
Johnny,
I need to get on one of those boards.
Johnny
kept me on my Barisma board. How do I get on the Barisma board?
Johnny kept going, hey, Tim, make sure you send B a hat and a shirt. And I'm like, he's never going to tell us who he is. Like, he's certainly not going to give us his address. I can't send him anything.
Yeah.
But we would.
For God's sakes, do something with that avatar. Like, what is that?
It's bad wallpaper.
It's like, really, what is that? Like, do something.
At least make it like a letter B or something.
Has anyone done a wellness check on Brian Auld?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen or heard from him in months.
Oh, no.
Yeah, when those guys aren't shilling for some stadium, what do?
They have other things going on?
I don't think so. I mean, like, they just collect money, I guess. He's probably like, oh, glad the stadium thing's over. I'm exhausted from lying so much. God. It's got it going back to Montreal. My God.
All these media appearances I'm not doing.
In front of these people that sell this garbage. I mean, can you imagine him and Stu having that conversation? Okay, here's what I want you to do. We have a stadium in Montreal.
Again, I'm telling you, people in Montreal don't even want that.
We're going to get the people in Montreal to build us a stadium, and we're going to get people in Tampa Bay to build us a stadium. We're going to sell it like it's two smaller stadiums, so it's not as expensive. All right? Yeah, but you're only playing half the game, so it's half the revenue, right? Now, shut up. Stop making sense. Listen, here's what we're doing. Players are going to love it. They have to pick up and move their families in the middle of the sea. It's going to be awesome. And you can like, I got to go out and sell this with a straight face? Yep. That's what you're getting paid for. All right, I need a couple million more. Poor fella. I feel bad for him. And then this disaster. And then like this disaster. Like, wait, what, Stu? Like, I hate, as an aside, I hate doing this, but remember the infamous phone call that Brian Auld made to Commissioner Scott, I believe it was, where he, had his moment of clarity and honesty and said, dude, I'm doing everything I can to keep this deal together. Like, hey, what do you just come on, help me out here. Help me out a little bit. Of course, which he said he never didn't say, but whatever. He said it. he said it. I like he must have been like I feel bad for him in some until he takes the money to the bank. So but yeah, he had to be the public face of all that. Yeah, sorry, I know. Yeah, I know we we promised all this stuff and we're gonna do this for the black community and the Gaswood plant district and championing that. Like we're gonna make get all this money. You deserve this. We're gonna make you guys whole. But no, we're not doing that. Yeah, we're not. We can't do it. We can't. We're pulling out. They're pulling out. I mean, what an absolute. And of course, send a letter. Maybe go in front of the commission and say, "Listen, sorry for wasting your time. I know we promised all this. Apologize. Blah blah." Any? No. Sorry. No. You delayed. You delayed it. It's your fault. Wow. That's not going to look good in the history books.
It's not.
It is not. No, so that's a great question. No, on a personal level, Brian, I hope you're doing well. I'm sure he's vacationing at some wonderful spot in Italy on the Amalfi Coast. So it's probably not that bad. Bucs Basement, I can already see where Bowles' 4-game losing streak comes into play. What? Eagles to Lions or Pats to Cardinals? Wait. Eagles to Lions. Why does it have to be a 4-game losing streak? So you got them losing Eagles, 49ers, Lions, and that ain't happening.
Boy, I don't know. Anything's possible.
Although that's happened before. Or Pats to Cardinals. New England, Buffalo, at Rams. They're not losing to the Cardinals and the Patriots at home. If they do, yeah.
I mean, they're going to lose a couple that we don't think they're going to lose, right?
Of course, yeah.
And I wouldn't put it past them on like the Jets. I wouldn't put it past them to lose to the Jets.
No, they're not going to lose to the Jets.
Well, I don't think so either.
They lost to the Broncos last year in the 3rd game with Bo Nix.
And you know what?
His first win that had previously been terrible.
How Bucs would it be to lose one of the games to the Saints?
Well, the Saints always get us. I mean, they in years past, I think we've pretty much owned them recently.
Like you could feasibly split with all of your division rivals. And I wouldn't put it past them.
I think we're better than that. Well, you're not split with the Saints. The Saints are awful. The Saints are awful.
They're the Saints.
Yeah, but who's quarterbacking? Spencer Rattler?
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
I'm more worried about who's coaching them.
Maybe it'll be Aaron Rodgers.
Could be Aaron. You know what? I'd much rather see Aaron Rodgers in New Orleans than in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we'll see. Michael LaRue says 67.5 sacks in 87 games as a Buccaneer is insane. Can he still play? I think he could. It's a shame he was dumped by Bruce Allen after he reported for training camp in 2007. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. It's a hell of a player. And all the Michael LaRue said all the home games are 1:00. But not all. I mean, most of those are in the end of the year where the weather will be nice, so it's okay. But I do like night games. I like night games. Daniel Vera says that 9/21 day is going to be a traffic nightmare with the Rays game across the street versus Boston in a regular season home finale at 12:10. Hopefully, if it moves to 7:00, I think it will. There's no way they're going to play both those games at the same time. Not when you can move a time. I mean, and the Rays don't have to play on Sunday Night Baseball. I don't think. I think that maybe that's a window that's exclusive. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but I think they could move it to 7:00. Some people said let's start at 8 a.m. Let's do breakfast with the Rays, and I don't even have to move my truck. I'm like,
that'd be kind of cool.
It would be kind of cool. Actually,
I would do that.
It's the home finale.
Yeah.
If they're playing a day game the night before, start like breakfast with the Rays, that'd be kind of. I mean, I think a lot of people would be into that. Like, okay, yeah, let's go to a Rays game at 8 a.m. and then or not. You could start at 9. I think it'd be
How do players feel about playing baseball at 9 a.m?
I don't know. They do it. They're up early for spring training.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, it's a home finale. You get out early, and they can all go to the Bucs game.
And then you're going on vacation because you're not playing in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a home finale. It's not the end of the season.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah. So that I don't think. So well,
you'll get a rest either way.
Yeah. So it would be kind of cool. And I think that would be, and I think the Rays would sell more tickets. I think it would be really interesting. Do a little double dip there.
Especially if they figured out what's going on next season and they find out they don't have to play at Steinbrenner Field and it was the last game at Steinbrenner Field. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the roof fixed yet?
Hasn't been started yet. I don't know. To me, it looks exactly the same as it did 6 months ago.
Yeah. Rick says, don't worry, the Rays will be 30 games out by then. Nobody's going. Well, then all the more reason to do something interesting to get people to go to the game, right?
Yeah, remember I said when they announced this bit where they're playing at Steinbrenner, I said, you know what? It's a smaller ballpark. They need to bid up some of the games like minor league does, right? Like these attractions that some of the double and triple A teams do for the fans, whatever hot dog night or, I know here in Frisco.
Hot dog racing night. Everybody gets a costume.
They did boy band night here in Frisco for the double A Rough Riders. And they had like boy band guys there. Like some of them from NSYNC were there. Some of them from Backstreet Boys were there.
Oh, that's awesome. They did
like a concert after, with all of them. But the team wore uniforms with the faces of some of the boy bands on their uniforms. It was freaking awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Ashley would love that. She would love that boy band night at the game. Yeah. Scott Valdez says 10-7. Bucks Basement's 10-7. Daniel's 11-6. I guess I'm a little high. I'm a little not unusual. Michael LaRue says the Rays and Red Sox are off 9:22, so the 9:21 game could easily be moved to 6:00. Yeah, that's no problem. I mean, I can tell you this: I will doubt very seriously if they're going to play at the same time. I know people are like, "Oh, it's going to be a traffic nightmare." I'm like, relax. Like things can change. Let's chill out a little bit.
You know what? Go park at Riveters and walk to both the games.
There you go. Yeah, go back and have lunch in between, and then go to the football game. It'd be awesome. I think it'd be awesome. I would definitely do that. No, I'm not concerned about the 4-game curse. That is not a thing. It's not a thing. I think that is doable. 4-4, 5-3 from the bye week and move forward. Anything can happen. I don't know.
Not very optimistic.
We got 4 losses in those first 8 games. I don't see that. David Terry says 10-7. That seems to be. I'm surprised Bucs fans aren't a little bit more optimistic. Fans are usually way more optimistic than the media. JP, Tim, and all the JP peeps are invited to tailgate with us in Lot 12 prior to every regular season. It's a hell of a tailgate, folks. Go on by and see Nathan.
I gotta get there.
Oh, God, yeah, it is really, really good. Yeah, it's outstanding. Still a lot of players to get in the Ring of Honor, indeed. Who's next to get in? James Wilder?
JP Peterson?
That ain't happening. Pete Schultz. He's new in here. I haven't seen Pete Schultz. What's up, Pete Schultz? Say, hey, Tim, here's your Dallas Stars shirt. Does the JP Peterson show have a dress code? Well, this is the Tampa show.
On my wall. How's that?
Yeah, we give the Stars a little bit of love, but we might have to adopt the Dallas Stars now that the Lightning are out.
Big game tonight. They can wrap up Winnipeg tonight. Y'all be watching.
Did you see that disgusting Panthers display last night?
That was bad.
They're just thugs.
Again, I'm not rooting for either team, but I think I hate Florida more than I hate Toronto.
John Hill has a message for you.
What? It's not there, dude? I sent it like a month ago. Holy crap! I didn't know that, John. You gotta tell me that. You know what? I will put another one in the mail today.
Track it. Bucks win 11-12 games. Thank you, James. Yes, lots of 1 p.m. home games, but last 5 home games from November on. That's right. Bye week, perfect spot. Plus mini bye late. Yep. D improved slightly. Bucks give me NFC Championship game. I got him going to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, wow.
I got him going to the NFC Championship game.
Against who?
Yeah.
Eagles?
Eagles. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Eagles. That's a preview. Week 4 is a NFC Championship game preview. Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right.
By the way, who's going to the Atlanta game? I'm going to the Atlanta game. I'm going to the opener up there. I'm going to go check that out. I want to be there for the first game. Who's going? Let's make a trip. Michael LaRue, 10-7. Ceiling is 13-4. The floor is 8-9.
Man, if this team doesn't win 9 games, it would be a disastrous season.
Somebody's getting fired.
Bulls might be gone.
Yeah. Rodgers goes to Steelers Super Bowl team. Steelers a Super Bowl team.
If Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh, the Steelers are a Super Bowl team. There's no possible way in hell that team has so
2025, not 2012. Right.
Did you see what the Browns did on their kind of pre-schedule release? They put out on social media like their opponents. It was before the schedule release yesterday morning, and they put memes of all their opponents. Because they already knew the opponents,
right?
And so they put a logo and then like a meme. Like, so for the Steelers, they had the Steelers logo, and then next to it, it was a photo of a trash dumpster on fire floating in a flood. Trolling the Steelers. But you know what?
Shots fired.
That is not far from the truth, because the Steelers are a mess, and Aaron Rodgers can't fix that team. Number one, he's not a good quarterback anymore. But
no.
And then for the Bengals, they had like a picture of a kitten in a Bengal costume, like a Halloween kitten costume. It was really funny, man. It was trolling.
Wow,
that's trolls.
You think the coach is okay with that?
I don't think
that could be a little bulletin board material there. A bulletin board.
And for the Ravens, they had of course the Ravens logo.
Is the Browns you're talking about?
The Browns did this.
The Browns are calling other teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire, yes. And for the Browns, they had a photo of a raven standing on the ground looking at the camera, and he had like a switchblade in his mouth. Dude, it was spectacular. Wow. Go Browns.
There is that's the best thing the Browns have done ever.
Yes, I know.
Their social media team's better than any other part of their squad.
Give them a raise.
John Hill, Saints want to draft Archie's grandson in next year's draft. Can we stop anointing Arch Manning?
I mean, he's not wrong.
He couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers, who went in the 7th round. I mean, I think the kid's talented and all, but I think it's I don't think
that's what happened.
What? The coach didn't want to win more games? Explain.
No,
please.
I don't. Well, Quinn Ewers wasn't bad in college. They went to the freaking playoffs. I don't think
Arch Manning
was the answer.
If Arch Manning is great shows up early. He's been there 3 years, right?
True. This is his 3rd year.
Okay, so 2 seasons he couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers.
That wasn't a competition. Arch Manning was not going to see the field.
Why?
2 years.
If he's so great, my point is, if he's
wasn't going to play as a freshman.
My point, he's not that good. He might be great. He might be good. I don't know, but everybody's already anointing him as the number, and not just John Hill, but everybody. Oh, Arch Manning's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft next year. He hasn't even played as a starter yet in college. What are we doing?
Right. No, I agree with that. Remember, though, when Spencer Rattler was at Oklahoma and he started 1 game and threw for 500 yards, everybody said, there's your Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler.
Number 1 pick in the draft next year.
Quinn Ewers was supposed to be the number 1 pick in the draft after 2 games at Texas.
Right. Yeah.
7th round, guys, to the Dolphins. Come on. He can't beat out Tua Tagovailoa.
You butchered that one.
I do all the time.
Racebuck says, I'll be at both games. Atlanta is not a 1 p.m. game. The first game of the year?
Against the Bucs?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
so you're talking about a home game. The home game, maybe?
At Falcons, which is
it's late in the year. Not all the games are 1 o'clock. I don't think that's true. Here,
Atlanta.
Yeah, that's an 8:15 home game. Yeah, we do have
a Thursday night game, right?
That's right. Yeah, we do have one night. So it's not all 1 o'clock. We're mostly 1 o'clock, but almost. Yeah. So we get one good night game. Rick says Brian Aldiss getting paid in Trop roof sales. No, they don't. Those management guys don't lag. They get paid well, much better than the players. Stu and Silverman and all. I'm guessing. Probably get paid a lot more than most of the players do. And they deserve it.
Yeah,
you have to go out and peddle that bull crap. They deserve to be well compensated. Nathan Elliott says the cloth cover was torn off at the amphitheater. Nobody talks about it, and the concerts are still going on. We just attended the Wage War, Stained and Breaking Benjamin concert there. Yeah. Well, I guess, they really don't need it, right? It's an
Nathan Elliott, I love you, but I have never heard of any of those bands in my entire life. Are those like
Breaking Benjamin? You never
local
heard?
Bands? No.
No, Breaking Benjamin's like a thing, but not a big thing.
Wage War, Stained, and Breaking. All right. I'll take your word for it. Look, if Engelbert Humperdinck and Neil Diamond weren't there, I probably wouldn't be interested.
Nathan says, Atlanta away game? Are you for real? You really want to make it a thing? We could make that happen.
Traveling
make it
to
a thing.
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, let's
Stadium.
make it a thing. We could road trip it.
How far is the drive from Tampa to Atlanta?
I did it 1,000 times. I should know this. About 6.5. So you can do it at 6.5.
That's not bad.
Depending on, of course, when you get to Atlanta, that's maybe from the south side of Atlanta.
Especially if you're drinking all the way. I mean, that could be a fun road trip.
Yeah. No. Not driving.
Just with the passengers, which I guess is still illegal.
You have to get through the gauntlet of South Georgia lawmen that are hanging out on every bridge. They have the guy on the bridge, and then they have 4 cars lined up on the on-ramp so they can get speed going down the on-ramp. Right. The guy shoots you on the bridge, and then they dispatch the bail bondsman.
And if they see Florida plates on the cards, extra attention.
And they take cash, by the way. They take cash right there.
Of course they do. I would too.
Watch out.
I would be the most crookedest cop ever if I was a cop, man. I'm telling you.
It's a lot of that going on. B says if they win 13, Baker getting $200 million contract. Daniel Jones got 160. Yeah, that Daniel Jones
that was
contract.
The Giants, though.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back on the other side. Ken Eriksen, USF softball coach. They are headed to the Tallahassee Regional. They will play Auburn. A lot of great stories, a lot of great local stories, and we also get into it with Ken on the NIL and what it's doing on college campuses. And some great history of USF. It's a great interview, fantastic interview. Ken Eriksen, always entertaining. Even if you don't like women's softball, which why don't you like women's softball? This is a great team. They're headed to the regional, so we will do Ken Eriksen next. We are brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. Go to jeeveslawgroup.com. It'd be your first call after you get in an accident. Absolutely. Scott Jeeves comes on the program. Great dude, big Gator fan, local benefactor, local company. They know the local legal landscape. That's very important. Don't just become a number and some guy trying to steal our raise. Don't go with that group. You want to go with the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. Non-attorney spokesman, offices Tampa, St. Pete. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Go Rays! JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park. So free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by On-Site Construction and Restoration. You're thinking about doing something at the house? You want to do an add-on? You want to just do redo a room or something? OnSiteConstructionFL.com is the website. Jason Fawcett, good friend of the program. He'll be coming in next couple of weeks. If you want some home improvement questions, he'll handle that for you. You can go to the website, give him a call or email him, set up a creative meeting with him. You look at the website, see what they can do. If you need some more room, an add-on, and these are construction jobs that are not, you don't want to just give to anybody because the inexperienced people working within your existing home can screw it up. On-Site Construction are experts at this type of deal. So go with the experts, the reputable folks that have been around for 20 years, over 1,400 jobs here locally, and look at all the great reviews. Hiring a contractor is a very, very important thing. You got to get the right guy. If you're shopping just for price, that is a really bad idea. Go with the better construction companies that have great reviews. It will be worth it. So he doesn't have to come in and redo the work that some other idiot did. That happens all the time. So OnSiteConstructionFL.com. Give him a call and please tell him JP sent you. All right. Ken Eriksen, longtime USF coach, over 28 years of coaching, went to school there. Just an overall tremendous dude, Hall of Famer in the Tampa Sports Club Hall of Fame. We inducted him a few years ago. That event's coming up on the 7th. He'll be there as well, as many of our former inductees will be. It'll be a great event, which I am so lucky to MC again this year. But had a chance to chat with Ken a couple days ago. They've already left for the regional. They'll be up in Tallahassee this weekend as USF got a great team full of local players. And there's a great conversation in there about Derek Brooks, longtime Seminole icon. His daughter now plays third base for USF. So, and she is a tremendous player. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So if USF advances to play FSU, who's he going to be rooting for? Well, you'll find out in this interview. Here we go. All right. We want to welcome in the great Ken Eriksen, 28 years now at USF and still winning, coach. Still doing it. On to Tallahassee, my old stomping grounds for the regional here. You guys win another conference championship. Congratulations. How you feeling, coach?
Not bad, but it ain't 28 years. It's been since 1979, actually, as a student athlete, then an assistant coach, and then continued on. So, holy smokes, I think we're talking 46 years, right? Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
It's a
Well,
lot.
the
It's a
bio said
lifetime.
28. I thought it was a little light, but you're are you still seventh in wins in D1 coaching, or did you move up this year?
I don't know. I have no idea about that stuff, but I will tell you this, that there's two guys here that have been here a while, myself and Jose, but Jose looks old, right? I'm looking pretty good still.
You do.
Yeah. I still
Last time
got,
I saw him, I was like, yeah, it's
he's
a
old.
grind, huh, Coach? You're looking old there.
Yeah,
Ken's gonna lap you.
Yeah, I still got all my hair, all my teeth. I'm doing really well. I think he's been to the doctor like 2 times a week just to maintain. So, yeah.
I didn't have trash talking with Jose on my bingo card to start this up, but I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, that's
you
the
two guys, if I may, I've known both of you, Jose Fernandez, for those who don't know, the head basketball coach out there. You two guys have been holding it up over there. The constant NCAA postseason tournaments. This is what, your 12th?
It might be, maybe 16, 17. Yeah,
I mean, I got a bunch of numbers here. I can't read any of my writing, but I know you've been to the College World Series, 2-time Super Regional, 18th regional, a third in 5 years. How do you keep doing it? How do you keep doing it, Coach?
Yeah, you teach, right? You don't worry about the scoreboard. You try to go out and get the best people you can that play the game and have a capacity. And we're very, very fortunate at USF and getting up on a soapbox here, but athletes can get better quicker and smart athletes can get better a lot quicker. And to be able to get into school here, first of all, you have to have some type of capacity upstairs. And to combine that with athleticism, it's been a pleasure. It makes my job easy. I don't have to worry about them going to class. I don't have to worry about them not doing well in class. And so if their academics are in order, it's a lot easier to come out on the ball field and play. And our game is a thinking game. It's methodical at times, but it's also about depth, dimension, mathematics, and angles. And I know that's stuff people don't want to hear about, but it's really very analytical. And so if you can get young people between 18 and 22 to understand that the game is played on statistical analysis, on chance, and those type of things, we try to just put ourselves in the best position we can. And we've been fortunate to have the right people in the right positions.
Yeah, well, and that's great coaching. And you mentioned the talent that you have here, and I was looking at your roster, and you do a lot of homegrown recruiting here. You got Sam Walls and Grace Chin from Newsom High School. I might miss one or two here. Sickles High School, Dania Brooks, one of your better players. Jocelyn Wilkes from Gaither, Alex Wilkes from Gaither. You got there's a Cambridge Christian where my kids went to school. Shout out to Olivia Elliott. Remember her well. So you got a lot of local high school kids here. Talk a little bit about your local recruiting.
I'm very stubborn, right? I'm an East Coast guy to begin with, right? So when we went to the World Series in 2012, the sports information people at Oklahoma City came up and said, you're the first team that's ever come to the College World Series and still the only team that every one of your kids that was on your roster was born in a state that bordered the Atlantic Ocean. And I've always thought, look, we understand that there's great players in Texas and Arizona and Illinois and so forth, California, but there are great players everywhere. You just have to work a little bit harder, right? To go get them and make sure they're the ones that are in your program. But if you recruit local players and players that are loyal to the area and love the Tampa Bay area, and you put them on the field, your crowds are pretty good because there's local interest, and so, we're averaging probably close to 90% capacity at the stadium. We've been always in the top 10 of attendance all the time in softball. So there's a great interest, a great environment. And, I don't think it's anything we're going to change because there's a lot of great talent right outside the back door.
Yeah, there really is here locally. All right, so you're heading up to Tallahassee. You're going to take on the Auburn Tigers. Just means more in the SEC, as you know, Coach. They got more resources. They got more everything. How do you think you match up with Auburn?
Match up well. We're not football where it's a Power 4 or Power 5, right? We're an outdoor sport. And so you see the challenges across the country with baseball and softball. They don't necessarily follow the power grid of a football and a basketball programs. However, at the same time, no denying what you talk about in respect of resources and so forth. But, if you're efficient, you're economical, and you're you're going to be in a position to be very, very competitive when it comes to recruiting, and also it's about the teaching, and once again, I'll go back to the fact that we got smart guys that play the game really well, and they have no fear.
Yeah. Of course, you might have to run into that other team in Tallahassee, Florida State.
Well, they got to get there. They got.
That's right.
Robert Morris. So, well, the one thing this too, JP, right? And every sports fan knows this. Just go back to the NCAA basketball tournament, and they talk about Cinderellas, but you got to win one game.
Yeah.
For us, it's just tee it up. We know we play at 12 o'clock on Friday, and then after that, we have no idea, and we don't worry about it. But it's college sports is 18 to 22-year-olds who shows up that day. It's not like pro sports. You know that the wide receivers are going to catch the ball over the middle. College goes over the middle. You don't know if they're going to catch it, right? So you got to show up and you got to perform on an everyday basis. That's tough for any college team to continue on with a great year.
I know you've been to some regionals out west, so this is kind of cool. Your fans can travel, obviously, to Tallahassee. You think you'll bring a wagon or two up there to Tallahassee?
I guarantee you, we're already.
Nice.
I mean, I'm not a ticket broker, right? But Jesus, holy smokes!
Now you wish you went out west now, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, holy gosh, hey, where's the hotels and the plane tickets and all that kind of stuff? And yeah, no, we're just, I'm just trying to, right. That's it.
I got you. Yeah. You have people to handle those things, Coach. You got to coach the team, right?
Right.
Tell me a little bit about your team. Your duo, your pitchers, Peyton Dixon and Bell Sargia. Is it? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
You are correct.
Tell me about the duo in the circle and how you've used them back and forth.
Well, it's Bell's from the Academy of Holy Names, and
nice.
Peyton's up from the Delaware area. But Peyton's strong, hard throwing lefty, and then we match her up with a crafty righty and Bell Sargent, so they play off each other really, really well. And it's almost like, okay, I'm going to date myself right here, right? It was like having Jerry Kuzman as the lefty and Tom Seaver as the righty.
Old Mets fan. Okay,
that's right, exactly. Yeah. And but to have those two out there on a daily basis makes it easy for us. And then we actually have a young lady that comes in, who's a freshman from the Orlando area, Ann Long. So you've got a nice combination of side to side, north south, off speed, down zone pitchers. So everybody's diversified.
And talk a little bit about your offense. Dania Brooks, I know, is from Sickles, one of your better players. Alex Galligan's, if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, you're not, but I'll help you out. Don't worry.
All right, please do.
So Alexa Galligani, who's from White Plains, New York area. Her dad was a major league prospect. He made it through the minors, but she's a heck of a hitter, and probably one of the smoothest hitters we've had, outside of freshman Karis Pierce right now, who is actually from across the bay, right? So you've got two lefties that swing it well. You've already mentioned Elliott. Alex Wilkes is swinging it really, really well right now. Dania, her dad has a tendency to take credit for her for no reason at all. I actually think thank goodness for mom's athleticism in that family. That's a big deal, right? So, but
who would her dad be, for those who might not know?
Yeah, that old Derek Brooks, and what a pleasure that family is. But
yeah, they are.
she's a special athlete, special person, and we're fortunate to have her at third base. She makes it look easy. And then that combination in the infield with Brooks at third, Rivera at short, and then Kathy Garcia Soto from Jefferson, who's been on ESPN a multitude of times for defensive play at second base, rounds out a pretty good team for us on both sides of the ball. Yeah.
So who the heck is Derek rooting for?
He
a family first, I imagine.
Let's put it this way right now. If mom finds out that he's not rooting for the kid, it's over.
It's over,
right? No doubt.
So you're scared he's probably terrified if FSU plays USF.
Well, I don't know if he is, to tell you the truth. I mean, he is, he's a Tampa Bay guy. Yeah. And above and beyond anything else, he's such a loyal family, loyal Tampa Bay guy that obviously, if he had maybe a relative on FSU, that might be a little bit different. But right now, he's all in with us. He's been
that's awesome.
Such a pleasure over here at USF to be with. He's also part of the the group over with the Lightning. So he's Tampa Bay through and through. He reminds me so much of Leroy. When Leroy was here, and such great human beings to begin with, and
Wow.
so giving to
Yeah.
everybody. But and I actually met Derek because of Leroy. Leroy introduced me to Derek about 13 years ago, and there's not a day that goes by that you don't think about that guy.
Yep.
Here at
Absolutely.
USF. But Derek is in that mold. There's no doubt.
It's interesting you said that. Obviously their connection is Buccaneers and Hall of Famers, but they are very similar human beings in a lot of different ways. And that it's awesome that memory of Leroy never leaves you.
No.
I'm sure as your athletic director for many years, and
right.
It's an interesting connection there. Well, the coach, really real quick, outside of what's going on this weekend, how has things changed for you in the softball world, in the NIL transfer portal world? How hard has that been to keep teams together? What's it been like?
We're very, very fortunate. The majority of the teams that we play against this year, their lineups are okay, and transferred from, and transferred from, and transferred from. And take a look at our lineup; it's all homegrown, and they're here, right? So we're doing something pretty good, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact of once again, I'll go back to the academic parts of what USF is about and what people are looking for. You can be a major league prospect in baseball as a guy, and everybody that plays baseball in college thinks they're going to the big leagues. But in women's athletics, there's a percentage that says, "Hey, I'm going to go. I'm going to have a great experience. I'm going to compete. I'm going to win." And then there's a big girl job waiting for me at the end, or I'm going to go get another degree.
Right.
And so we've been fortunate to reach those type of players that buy into that part, and not necessarily, okay, am I going to make a shit ton of money elsewhere? Right.
Yeah.
That type of deal. At the same time, your point is very valid. The landscape is changing tremendously, right? And so we cannot not adapt to what may happen in the future. But if we continue to recruit at USF the way we are, and that's going after position players that are really, really good and pitchers that are really good, you're not going to cut your nose off and spite your face if there's the number one pitcher in the country that wants to come here, right?
Right.
Got it? And that's when I start knocking on doors and going, okay, I need this type of money to make sure we can facilitate that. And Michael Kelly and our development program have done a great job right now of starting to build the coffers up a level.
What kind of numbers are we talking about here for softball players? The top ones? What are we talking about?
Yeah, Texas Tech dropped $1 million on a deferred plan to a pitcher out of Stanford last year, right?
Oh my Lord.
But JP, the one question I've always had, right, is that how sustainable is this right now in the return factor, right? You've got to have money that's going to go into the NILs that there's not an expectation of a return factor. Mm-hmm. And that's where you really can make money. So if there's a big oil baron, in Oklahoma, and he's trying to get rid of money, he's going to drop it because it's disposable income. So
right.
We are in a different situation in Tampa Bay. We're a pro sports town. Okay, we're not the only game in town. If New York is the same way. If you're St. John's basketball in New York, you're competing against the Knicks. Yeah, the Jets, the Mets, and all those type of things, right? In Tampa Bay, we've got some really good pro teams that, the car dealerships want the quarterback out there. They don't want the second baseman, for a softball team, right? But in those other towns that are college towns, it's a different level of deal. So that's what you compete with. But at the same time, you get to live in Tampa Bay.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So that's a big bonus for us.
And one thing we're seeing, is that continuity wins. The teams, I think when the playoff that we just saw in football, no team had more than 7 transfers. Yeah. So you're seeing these teams that are having wild numbers of transfers in football. I mean, that's where we get most of the data. Like FSU, you have wild swings from 13-0 to 2-10. So, and I think also, and let me ask you, do you sense that the players are starting to figure it out that, the grass isn't always greener and they're not transferring as quick as maybe they did a couple years ago?
I think you're right. I think people are figuring out that the saying that we have, the grass isn't greener on the other side of the fence. It's on the side that you water it the most.
That's right.
And people are like real estate. The more you keep them, the more valuable they become over time. And so do you want to win a championship? Because that's what people remember. They're not going to remember your 328 batting average. They're not going to remember, hey, I caught 17 passes in 2 games. But they are going to remember when you're wearing that ring you know, and then you got that number on the board because you're a champion the rest of your life. So I think there's a value to everything you do. Okay. But the people that we're getting phone calls from and like, hey, this kid wants to play for you. How much money do you have? And I'm like, well, she's not for us because that's not what I want to hear.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Hey, you've been there, as you said, many, many years. Football stadiums, you know, grounds broken. Michael Kelly's doing a heck of a job. You've seen, you know, so much growth in facilities there, the softball stadium, baseball stadium. I mean, can you encapsulate what you've seen over your lifetime and kind of verbalize the momentum that USF has right now?
So leaving my freshman dormitory at the University of South Florida, walk to the baseball field, okay?
Right.
And end up with the sand spurs up my socks and the red ant bites, you know, up my legs, right? And then be careful because if you walk through the fence, you might need a tetanus shot, you know, as the chain link would surround the ball field. And then you go down to batting cage and you're in 2 foot, you know, depth of dirt because, you know, there's no grounds crew. To what we are in right now is the Taj Mahal of what's going on. And it's amazing what's happened. My first day on campus, I'm driving down 2-lane Fowler Avenue. All right. And I'm not even sure that Bruce B. Downs even went past, you know, the hospital over there. There was nothing up on 54, right? It was all cow pastures and this and that. And you could, and if the wind blew right, down here, you smelled it, right? Pretty good, right? between the bush hops and the dung coming from the north, it was amazing. But what we have right now is people come back here, even in the last 10, 15 years, and just go, oh my God, you know, what is going on right here? You know, I mean, when I first came down, the only building downtown that was the sky was the First National Bank building. That was it, right? It was the pagoda type building, and now the skyline is indicative of the university's growth also, right? When I got here at USF, we had 22,000 people and 18,000 were commuters.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, we have 18,000 beds on campus right now. I mean, that's a huge difference. And then to your point, the capital projects, you know, and now a football stadium going on. I mean, I used to walk to the business building. There was a guy in a lemonade booth that was taking donations for a football team. People are dropping quarters on 25 cents and $1, right? And now we got Leroy that came in here and got $50,000 donors, a bunch of them, and now we got a stadium coming on campus. And Alex Golish is doing a heck of a job. He's got us back in the national spotlight. I mean, what a place to be right now.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well, Coach, congratulations on all your success. We're rooting for you. Even if you play FSU, I'm rooting for you, partner. You're like family. So I'm kind of like Derek with that as well. So go get him this weekend and good luck.
JP, thanks a lot.
You got it. Hello. We're back.
We're back. Yeah, sorry. Technical difficulties.
One of the best in the business right there. Ken Eriksen, just, you know, Olympic coach, has done it all in the game of softball. And for him to be as consistently good as he is, and, you know, talk about him and Jose Fernandez, and USF is just, you know, we all see the resources. It's a sleeping giant in terms of athletics. We've said this a lot for many, many years. There was a much bigger focus on academics, which is fine. But if you want to play with the big boys, you got to act like it. And they're finally doing that, building the stadium. Michael Kelly doing a great job. The golf team just qualified for the Nationals. They've just almost in every sport, they've just taken a huge leap. And it's because of the support and the resources that they're getting now. It's only going to get better as they go into with the House settlement. They'll have money to pay their players across the board, like many of these teams will. And now it's just time to jump into that upper echelon conference, which I think is coming. I think it's coming. They're AAU university. They've got, you know, obviously the numbers, the size, the resources, the research. Everything's there. You know, it's just a matter of getting the deal done. And Michael Kelly's the guy to get it done. He's as well connected as anybody in the game. He used to run the national championship. He knows everybody in the ACC. He's worked with these people, Big Ten, all of them. It's, you know, he's the guy, and he's doing a great job. His hires have been really, really good. You know, big setback losing to Mir, their basketball coach, who was transcendent, obviously, tragically. But Golish doing a great job, and they need to take another jump in football. They got to really need to win the conference this year. I'd like to see that, or at least be in the hunt, be in the playing for it at the end of the year. And I think that would be a tremendous boost for them because they got everything they need, really. Could they have more NIL? Yeah, absolutely they could. And that's up to the fans. That's part of it now. But as we've said many times, this NIL thing is going to wane a little bit because of the new rules that are going to be implemented with the House settlement. So lots to do there. But this week, it's all about them going up to Florida State, who just lost in a heartbreaker in the ACC championship. But FSU has a great team. Obviously, Auburn, very good. Robert Morris. So it's a tough road to hoe. They've been to the World Series once. They can do it again, and they'll have some home cooking from their fans that will make it up and will drive up for there. If you're thinking about it, head on up. There's a lot of, as we mentioned, a lot of local girls playing for this team. Great article in the Times today, too, about their second baseman who played at Jefferson and her family. And she's a tremendous player, Kathy Garcia Soto. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, great team to root for. I'll be watching, and I hope you guys will be, too. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Scott Hamilton's going to join us live from the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, where some of the favorites are not off to a great start. So We'll have the update on that when we come back. We're brought to you by the Gold and Diamond Source, where they're going to match that gift card for you or your trade-in. Sorry, going to match the trade-in for you. You bring it in, $2,500, up to $2,500. They'll give you extra for your trade-in. So if you bought a diamond or something for up to $2,500, they'll give you another $2,500. So you got $5,000 to spend on a new diamond. So that's a great opportunity. They're always doing that at the Gold and Diamond Source. So head on over there, 3800 Overton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Back in 3. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com. JP here for the Gold and Diamond Source. We told you about the amazing Diamond Savings Account where your diamond never loses its value. Well, now, through the end of May, the Gold and Diamond Source will double your trade-in value up to $2,500. Just bring in your jewelry to trade, and your $2,500 piece turns into $5,000. It's time to upgrade that ring, earrings, whatever. We have gemologists on site to make the deal. Double your trade value up to $2,500. Get you $5,000 to spend. So go through your jewelry box and get that stuff you never wear and get something new and stylish that you're going to love. Great experience, and we will double your trade-in now till the end of May. We can finance you as well. No interest for 5 years. Only at the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. Hey, Tampa Bay, it's time to get your AC unit ready for summer. And here at Third Generation Plumbing and Mechanical, we recommend getting ahead of the game, keeping your family cool before the hot summer months with one of our maintenance agreements in the hopes of avoiding the dreaded emergency service call. Our maintenance agreements include, we'll test the electrical components, check and tighten high and low voltage wire connections. We'll check the refrigerant for manufacturer's performance levels, test thermostats, calibrate if needed, clean the evaporator coil and condenser coil, and clear and treat the drain line and drain pans. Just call us at 813-961-8024 for the special rates, and a human will actually answer. 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Brought to you by our good friends at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. These folks have been doing this for 60 years, folks, over 60 years, and because what they do really helps you out. They do all the shopping. Shop your homeowner's insurance, your auto insurance, business insurance, all that good stuff, and you get all the savings. It's a no-brainer. So you've heard me say it before, but you haven't done it, right? 813-877-7799. Said, JP told me to call you, shop my insurance, and trust me, they can save you thousands of dollars. Not all the time, but they did for me, and they did for so many other people. So ItalianoInsurance.com, 813-877-7799. And another great local company that we love to celebrate here on the show. Hey, we do have some breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL has announced that they're going to allow their players to play in the flag football 2028 Olympics. I always thought that was going to happen. That's going to be kind of cool. Like,
I mean, how do we feel about that?
I feel really good about that. Although I'd kind of like to see some kind of unknowns kicking ass because those guys can really play. You know, I played flag football for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We played in a lot of different tournaments at very high levels. And I tell you what, there are some quarterbacks and receivers out there like you have never seen before in your life. They can really, really play the game. Like if you put together an NFL team, okay, and I get to have the world champion flag football team, I think the flag football team would win because they're so used to taking advantage of the rules. It's a different game. It's kind of a different game. Now, you give the NFL players a couple weeks to practice together, and they'll beat them. But I mean, just like right off the rip, no, they're really, really good. They're incredible athletes. A lot of them are ex-college players, obviously, and but they really, really know the game. But that being said, I mean, talk about star power. I mean, let's start putting that team together. Who would be your quarterback?
Brady comes out of retirement.
No. Because running's part of it. Ain't no doubt about that. But it's a passing game, obviously.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know that I'm on board with this. Actually,
wait, what do you mean? How can you not be on board with the?
I don't think I want my NFL players.
What? Because they might get hurt.
That's part of it.
Well, they can get hurt walking down the street.
I don't like my NBA players playing in the Olympics. I never liked it. After we got past 94, I was done. I was like, cool. We saw what happened. Awesome. I don't ever want to see this again.
Yeah, it would just be a ridiculous blowout.
For some reason, I feel differently about my hockey players in the Olympics. For some reason, I don't have an issue with that at all, and I almost prefer that. But man, for number one, it's flag football. It's non-contact. It's not the football they're used to playing. It's different, and I don't know that a lot of these guys' games can translate. It's different.
I think they'd be all right. If they just give them a couple weeks of practice because, a lot of it is just jump balls and speed. I mean, I think they'd be fine because
you've got guys that have been training their whole lives for flag and playing flag football. I think that are way more deserving to go to the Olympics than NFLers.
Yeah. I think the downside is the NFL guys would take a lot of attention away from regular Olympic athletes. That get the chance to be in the spotlight one time every 4 years, and the media would just slobber all over Mahomes and everybody else. So that's a definite drawback. That I like, but kind of I'm a little. It'd be fun to who would be on the team, how good would they be? I think flag football is an incredibly entertaining game. And I'll watch girls flag football. They just had the state championship out at One Buck Place, and the Bucs do an amazing job of supporting. Those girls are really good. They're tremendous athletes. I mean, I think you'd be shocked how entertaining and how good the play is, especially at the higher levels.
Yeah. I'm in on that for sure.
It's very impressive. And I've said this for years. It's not going to take long till that's the number one sport in college athletics for women. I would say in the next 10 years, you're going to see flag football being played in front of tens of thousands of people in football stadiums. Absolutely. I don't think there's any question about that.
Think that'll outdraw the UFL?
Yes. How are they still doing that? Like,
it's making money, man.
I know, because they people watch it on TV. I
love it. I watch every game, dude. I'm a big supporter of our buddy Anthony and the St. Louis Battlehawks, and of course my local team here, the Arlington Renegades. I love it. I think it's great football.
Yeah, I'd be honest with you. I don't watch it. I
don't have a team in Tampa anymore, so it's like I get it.
Yeah, maybe if we had a team, I'd be more into it. But I just
a team locally.
I see it on the TV, and I'm like, it's not time for that.
That's my Friday night go-to, man. Whoever's
not
playing,
time for that. It's hockey time. Yeah. It's baseball time. It's basketball time. It's golf time. It's definitely golf time.
Yeah.
By the way, did you send a link to Scott?
I did.
Okay. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll do the PGA because we got to squeeze one more in here. Rory's at even par. Rory's
he was one over a minute ago when I looked. He must have.
Scheffler's at even par. The leader's at only 4 under, but not a great start for those two guys. Tough track, Quail Hollow. Luke Donald is your leader. So we'll head on out there to our buddy Scott Hamilton, who was on site at Quail Hollow, and we'll chat with him about the PGA. We're brought to you by thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Summer is coming, guys. Get your AC unit in tip-top condition. They got a special going on right now to come out and service your unit. Service your unit, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. You can get the phone number there. Just go to the website. Tell them JP sent you. Back in 3.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Going through a medical emergency without health care insurance can cause you to go into crippling debt. In most scenarios, people are forced to either break into their retirement funds or worse, they're forced to file for bankruptcy. The sad truth is that health care insurance is crucial in today's day and age. Look, I get it. Many of you think you're never going to get sick and health insurance is really expensive. Well, we can help you out with that. Depending on your income, we can find great plans and huge discounts. God forbid you get cancer, a car accident. It could literally ruin you financially for life. So make the call and find out. Even though the open enrollment period is over, you may have some qualifying life events that can help you get covered right away. It can be very complicated, a very intimidating process, but we can help. Go to our website and check out all the 5-star reviews about our helpful agents. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour, as well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here on this schedule release Thursday. I hope we got all that out of our system. And now it's
probably not.
on to the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, where our man, investigative reporter Scott Hamilton, is standing by from the Post and Courier. Charles, what's up, brother? How are you?
Hey, I'm well. How are you guys doing?
Oh, not as good as you. You get to be out there at Quail Hollow where it's finally stopped raining and they're playing golf. Course was really wet, I guess, a couple for yesterday, and it's tough. It looks very tough out there. How bad is that rough? You've walked in it. You probably hit a few balls in there.
The rough is it's major championship rough, man.
Yeah,
Really?
Major championship rough. It's grown up. It's thick. I mean, you mentioned the rain. The rain really hit that hard, man. And you would think logic would dictate that the longer hitters will succeed here right now. But I'm looking at the leaderboard. I don't see any of the Bombers up top yet.
no. Who is Ryan Fox? Some dude from New Zealand.
He
One in Myrtle Beach. You had the
Yeah,
lead
he's
for a good portion. Go ahead.
Yeah, but he's on a heater. He's on a heater right now, and he's playing really well. I'm looking. And by the way, you got to see this scoreboard. Look how good this scoreboard is. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's the media
Massive,
center.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a top-notch media center. As a matter of fact, why don't we do a little welcome talk? How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Get the
Yeah, please.
land here.
Yeah.
Let's do
Is there a Hooters
so
nearby?
much. We don't want to disturb it.
Is there a Hooters
Yeah,
nearby?
there's about 7. This is a country club land. So, we'll get you a little, look at everything.
Was that Arnold Palmer you just passed?
It's a major
Probably
championship
not.
media center. The Wi-Fi isn't great.
Yeah, it's not major championship
The
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi is not great.
Yeah.
I think we're on 1982 Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So all the talk this week,
Do you need
Rory.
me to call you back? Or?
No, you're good.
No, we're
You're
good.
All you were there for the Rory press
Okay.
conferences and the just Scheffler press conferences. To me, it's Rory and Scheffler. That's kind of the thing this week. And can Rory, will the Masters win and completing the Grand Slam free him up? I mean, right now he's 1 over par through 8 holes. It's not over. But what are your thoughts on those two?
I think that first of all, he's had tremendous success on this golf course. And I'm curious to see what he does when he's unburdened. And I spoke with you guys, right after the Masters, I came on and I said, what's it going to be like to be Rory now that he doesn't have this albatross around his neck? Right now, he looks very free. He's been very loose in his press conferences. He's been very just different. He's very chill right now, and I'm curious to see if that'll continue. Does he have a desire to be great? I mean, he's already great, but he can go next level great.
Yeah.
Does he have a desire to do that? That's the biggest question I have for Rory.
That's interesting because, many of the major champions have always talked about this. Once you get a family and once you have kids, practicing 15 hours a day is not what it used to be, right? And he's in that situation now. It happened to Tiger. It happens to a lot of these guys. It's happening to Scotty Scheffler right now.
Yeah.
As we speak. So, and that, I think it's a great question. Do they have, you have all the money in the world, you have all the notoriety, now you have the Grand Slam. Do you have that Tiger drive to go to the next level? Do you think he has it?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think it depends on how much he loves golf. Does he love golf? Did he lose his love of golf while he was chasing that career Grand Slam? And then once he accomplished it, is it my work is done? Or does he say, you know what? I did it. There's no pressure now. I can just play golf because I love it. And then he reaps the rewards. I think that'll be the biggest thing that we learn about Rory. How much does he actually love the game of golf? I mean, he's only 35 years old.
Right.
The dude is young. He has 10 more prime years ahead of him, maybe more. I mean, it's different now.
Right.
How much does he love golf, and what is he willing to do? I mean, what do you chase next, guys? What do you chase next? The career Grand Slam is a unicorn. An in-season Grand Slam.
The in-season Grand Slam, yeah.
There it is.
That's the only. And it's never been done in the modern era. Only been done one time. You had the Tiger Slam, which was really, I kind of count it.
Yeah, I do too. Absolutely.
Does he go after that? I don't know.
Well, if he's ever going to do it, this is the year, right? He's got the Masters. He's won 4 times at Quail Hollow. The British is in his home course at Port Rush. And what is it? The
Oakmont.
Oakmont, kind of sets up for him as Bomber's course. So if you're ever going to do it, this is the time. And I'm sure he talked about that the other day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But then he'll start deflecting and just talk about, I'm going to win this week, yada, yada, yada. The usual spiel. So he doesn't look great right now. But I'll repeat this saying, and I've said it on your program before, JP. You can't win it on Thursday, but you can lose it. So as long as he keeps his head above water today, I think he'll be in pretty good position.
Any other long shots you like there? Go ahead, Timmy.
Yeah, I just saw as I'm staring at the leaderboard here, I've got the odds to win turned on. Luke Donald, who's co-leader at 4 under alongside Alex Noren, Ryan Fox, and Steven Yeager. I just saw his odds go from plus 40,000 to win to plus 30,000 to win.
Wow. This
so,
Thursday.
Yeah, I don't care. Put some money on it. Put $10 on it.
Yeah.
I don't think Luke's going to win.
That's a quarter of a tank of gas. I'm not going to do that.
Man, what do you drive? A Volkswagen Bug or something?
I do drive a Volkswagen. I drive a Volkswagen Jetta.
There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. We need to pay this guy more money.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe some money would be good, but that's all right.
Yeah, that'd be soon. Checks in the mail.
Drive a Volkswagen.
I do. I drive a Jetta. I get 50 miles a gallon, brother.
That's nice. That's nice. Is that one of them diesel? Them diesel Jetta?
No, but here's the funny part. I've had it up to 133 miles an hour. I mean, it'll get after it. It's all I need.
Yeah, I've heard your excursions of driving and driving distracted. We don't need to get into that on the air here for sure.
Matty Fitzpatrick's at 3 under par, the guy that has absolutely fallen off the globe.
Through 11.
Through 11 today. Any chance that he somehow finds the magic again?
Sure, why not? I mean, he's shown he's got the goods. He's got the shots in his toolbox. It's just a matter of dusting them off and exhibiting them. Look, I wrote a column today about a guy I think has as much a chance as anybody. And Timmy, if you can look it up, Andrew Novak.
Yeah.
He's on a heater, man. And I've got my column up today on postingcourier.com about him. He got his first win a couple weeks ago in New Orleans.
He's 1 under through 9.
He's 1 under through 9. It's only a second major, dude.
Yeah.
It's only a second major.
Wow.
He finished T3 in San Antonio. He lost to Justin Thomas in the playoff at Harbortown. He won the next week in a team event with Ben Griffin in New Orleans. Then he finished T17 at the Truist, the signature event. He's on a heater, man. He, honest to God, thinks he's going to make the Ryder Cup, and he's playing. He happens to be playing with Keegan Bradley.
Yeah.
So it's like a concourse audition for him. He's never played this course, but the dude is so confident, and he has all the shots. I'm telling you, if you're Jimmy, there you go. Put you a quarter on that guy.
All right. I like that. So what are his odds?
What are his odds right now? His odds right now are plus 12,000 to win.
Woo! I'm gonna go get me some of that.
Get you a little bit
Absolutely.
of that, bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
what
we
about?
thought he would be the kind of guy. Johnny and I talked about him on From the Rough at length after the Zurich Classic. Like he was the kind of guy that we thought, like, once he breaks through with the win, even though it was the team event, like he's going to be like Scheffler was. That when he got his first win, he sort of went on a heater. I think he can be one of those guys for sure.
I agree 100% because he's got confidence and he just needs to. He has confidence, but there's a next level confidence once you've actually done it.
Yeah.
And you can say, you know what? Everything I've been telling myself, everything I've been believing has been a fact. It just drives home the confidence even further.
Yeah.
Put $5 on him for me.
What about the story of John Rahm and his disappearance from golf as he went to the Live Tour, which I think was one of the worst decisions ever?
Yep.
He's 2 under par. Do you still even look at him as a contender in a major championship?
Of course I do. The thing that's hard to figure out and not with the Live guys is how much of it is rust because they don't play as often.
Right.
How much of it is being unfamiliar because the conditions out here are going to be different than the playgrounds they're on for the Live tournaments.
Yep.
And how much of it is just shaken confidence from not playing under these conditions week in and week out. I mean, John Rahm's a very confident guy, and he has a resume that 99.999% of the planet would die to have.
Right.
But a lot of guys out here have resumes like that. And whether he admits it or not, I think it plays a factor. And I also think there's some remorse. I mean,
Oh yeah, big time.
but John Rahm, look, I can't say I would have turned the money down. I can't say I would have. And he was John Rahm, as much as perhaps more than any other golfer out here, cares about the history of the game. And he was so proud. He was so proud to be a Masters champion and so proud to be a part of the PGA Tour. And he could just, name off all these facts and achievements from golfers and generations before him. And to sell your involvement with that, I think he has some remorse that maybe he's not even aware of.
Yeah.
But
Well,
winning cures everything.
The first thing he did when he got to Live Golf was start complaining. Why aren't we getting world golf rankings? Why aren't we playing 72 holes? He was very outspoken as soon as he hit the Live Tour. Like he didn't understand what he was getting into. Like he didn't do his homework, and he just saw the money and the dollar signs and said, "You know what? That looks cool. I'm going over there."
Well, I'll play devil's advocate here, and I'll say he did that because he had a loud voice at the moment. He had just won a couple majors, and it was his and his voice carried weight, and he was going to be an advocate to get those things, and that he knew they didn't have it. But now that this was his lot in life, he was going to do all he could to improve it, to use his weight to make change and to increase the legitimacy of Live.
And all it did is make him look bad. He did none of that. He's only got 2 wins since going over there. So
do the wins count? I mean,
no, they don't. Nothing counts over there.
Shotgun start, no cuts. I mean, I'm okay with the no cut. The signature events, I've really grown to like, but the shotgun starts, man.
Nope, I'm out.
It's hard to follow. All right, Scotty, thanks, man, for taking a little bit, showing us the media center there. Is the food any good? The media center?
Fantastic. I'm getting ready to go have lunch right now.
Attaboy.
The course is over that way, over those trees.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go over there, and I'll go check some things out here. And y'all need anything, let me know.
All right. Have a pimento and cheese for me. They have those there, too?
I'll have some wings from the local Hooters.
Okay. I'll make sure I'll send you some. See you, fellas.
All right. Love you.
Thanks, Scott. Scott, I'm going to post the courier there. Follow him on X as well. That's
oh, boy.
Yeah, this is going to be a slog this weekend. It's going to be interesting though. It's a tough course, and it's a bomber's paradise. But you got to hit it in the fairway.
Dropped the shot too, by the way.
You got to hit it in the freaking fairway. That's interesting. You don't see any bombers up top right now, because the thing is, it's great to hit the ball long, but these guys have become so good with the long irons. Even if you're kind of a short hitter, just hit it. You got to hit it in the fairway. Driving it long is great, but you got to drive it well. You have to be in play, or you're going to struggle for.
And Scotty's moved to plus 360 to win. He's T21 at even through 10. Anytime Scotty Scheffler's in the plus money, You might want to think about that, even at plus 360. I don't know what he started at, but I know he was in the negative
with the live odds. Yeah. And
That's
where's I'm still searching for Ricky Fowler's +2. McElroy's now +2 as well.
Yeah, Shane Lowry +1 through 14 now. Jason Day +1 through 13. So yeah, a lot of the big names not far down the leaderboard. I mean, it's still early, but you don't like that Xander Schauffele and Rory McIlroy are +2 through 10. They're playing together.
Yeah.
So
they don't want. There's a lot of nobodies up at the top, but I don't think that'll last for long. Luke Donald's at 400. Alex Noren now at 500 par through 15.
Yeah, takes the lead.
Yeah, and Luke Donald is plus 35,000.
Yeah, I like that. It went from 40 to 30. Now it's at 35. Like just since we had Scott on, it's moved that much.
Jiminy Christmas! Get your Hard Rock app out, folks, and start laying the wood. Absolutely, on some of those. You got Johnny's card still available to you? You can still use some of those odds.
I can if you give me like 1 second here.
Yeah,
Let me run and get it.
See how those guys are doing. I mean, it's so early. A lot of them haven't even teed off yet.
Oh, for sure.
PGA Championship. He likes Sam Burns. Sam Burns is at 2 under par, plus 7,500 at this point. Somebody asked about Alex Noren's odds, plus 4,500.
Yep.
Alex Noren. Yeah.
There you go. Odds for you.
I don't think JT's teed off yet. Or Aberg or Henley, unless they're way down the leaderboard.
Justin Thomas, 12:14 tee time.
Mm-hmm.
Oberg, 12:25 tee time.
Speaking of live golf, Brooks Koepka, 5 over par.
Good. Russell Henley will tee off at almost 1 o'clock Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned Sam Burns, right? You saw him already.
Yeah, -2.
Is it 2 under through 8 at T12 right now? Man, that'd be
our
great.
ham sandwich for the week at 120.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Is that equal to 120 to 1? That's 12,000, right?
Yeah.
Plus 12,000.
Yep.
His odds have changed dramatically.
Jordan Spieth will tee off at 12:25 Eastern. Davis is on the field already. I saw him. He's at +3 through 13. Daniel Berger is Johnny's top 20. Has to tee off. He'll tee off at 12:58, and then Cam Young will tee off at 12:20. So there you go.
All right. B says, "How about Duffy Waldorf?"
Duffy Waldorf might win this thing. B.
He's Duffying his Waldorf.
Don't we all?
Rick says Tyreek would kill in flag football. However, you can't have him fathering kids all over the world. It's in L.A. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's probably already got kids there.
He's already. I think how many tickets they could sell just to the family.
Oh, Jesus.
He said Brady comes out of retirement. First tutties to Gronk. I don't think Gronk will be a great flag football player. Maybe he would.
Are they called roughing the passer penalties in flag football?
No, they don't need to. Thank God. We never mentioned this. Hunter Mahan's quote. I guess I would say Quail Hollow was like a Kardashian. It's very modern, beautiful, and well kept, but it lacks a soul or character. Oh, yeah.
I like some of those Kardashians.
But he's right.
I think Chloe's my Kardashian. I think that's
Chloe.
The one I like. I think so.
What's about Zara Kendall?
I think there's a Jenner. Kendall's a Jenner.
Oh, it's a Jenner.
She's the young one that was hot already at like 17, 18.
Yeah. All right. What else did we miss? Oh, the Rays lost last night in another snooze fest to the Blue Jays. Very, very unremarkable. I think they might get Josh Lowe back this weekend, though, as they go to Miami. So
what's Miami doing? They're not doing anything, right? I don't follow the National League too much.
Marlins are terrible. All right, do we need another break? Or are we good?
Yeah, let's do a break.
All right, one more break. When we come back, a couple thoughts on the new Lightning TV deal. We'll tell you about that, and we'll do a little bit of race talk too. We haven't done any of that today, so we'll hit that as well when we come back. Stay with us. Hey, are you tired and broke from going to those overpriced sports bars with $18 martinis and $20 burgers? Well, head over to Riveters, now the official sports bar and grill of the J.P. Peterson Show. I love the atmosphere. It's uniquely nostalgic American, recalling the days of Rosie the Riveter. The staff is incredibly friendly and welcoming in a laid-back, casual indoor-outdoor setting. And check out the reviews, and you'll hear this. Best Reuben sandwich ever. Amazing wings, burgers, and prime rib. The welcome you get when you walk in is incredible. The staff will call you by name. You're not just customers. You're really part of the family. So go say hello to Maha, Taylor, Serena, May, Courtney, Jamie, Christina, Lauren. Tell them JP sent you. This is a real sports bar, and we love our home teams. And they're playing the games on the TVs all the time. You won't have to ask to put the Lightning, the Rays, the Bucs, or the Rowdies on. They do the UFC fights for free, no cover. Big screens and TVs everywhere. It's the place to watch sports in Tampa. Great fresh food, amazing staff, great drinks, insane happy hour, 3 to 7 every day. Race season is here, so make sure you stop by Riveters before or after the game. It's just north of 275 on Dale Mabry, just south of Steinbrenner Field. See you at Riveters. JP here for the Gold and Diamond Source. You know, we told you about the amazing Diamond Savings Account where your diamond never loses its value. Well, now, through the end of May, the Gold and Diamond Source will double your trade-in value up to $2,500. Just bring in your jewelry to trade, and your $2,500 piece turns into $5,000. It's time to upgrade that ring, earrings, whatever. We have gemologists on site to make the deal. Double your trade value up to $2,500. Gets you $5,000 to spend. So go through your jewelry box and get that stuff you never wear and get something new and stylish that you're going to love. Great experience, and we will double your trade-in now till the end of May. We can finance you as well. No interest for 5 years. Only at the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldanddiamond.com. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Go Rays!
Let's go! Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Don'tGoUncovered.com. You saw the number there. Go to the website and let them hook you up with some health insurance. Even though the enrollment period is over, there's a lot of different ways you can still get in. And if you want them to shop around your health insurance, they can do that. It's an easy way to do it, folks, because trust me, you don't want to try to go through those websites yourself. Just give them a call. Tell them a little bit about your income and what's going on. They'll see if you can get a supplement. And I did it many, many years ago, and they have done a great job for me keeping my health care at a very, very low cost. So don'tgouncovered.com is the name of the website. All right, the Rays lost last night 3-1. Offense was embarrassing once again. Ryan Pepio was absolutely fantastic, almost unhittable, and just made one mistake. The Alejandro Kirk had him 0-2, and he smoked a fastball, and that was that 3-1. And once again, that slumbering offense just couldn't get anything going. The Lightning made a big announcement yesterday.
By the way, the Rays are now 6-15 against the American League.
6-15.
Yeah.
Wow. That's no bueno. No bueno. By the way, how does this happen in Major League Baseball? Yandy Diaz passport was not up to date, and he couldn't make the road trip.
Somebody's in trouble.
Like, how is that? I mean, what are we doing?
Are the players in charge of that, or do they got a secretary in the building that does that?
A traveling secretary that takes care of all that stuff.
Somebody's fired.
Yeah, and his might be a little bit different because he was born in Cuba,
right?
And all this. So I think he went to Puerto Rico, then Mexico to get into the country, and anyway, you got to have that stuff figured out. You can't have one of your best hitters not being able to play. I mean, this happened. It's not a surprise them going to Toronto.
Yeah, we knew this.
That's an organizational thing, and that's a lot about this organization that lacks a lot of organization. It's just not very good. But back to one that is the Tampa Bay Lightning. So they're so-called leaving FanDuel, which is the talent's going to be the same. It's going to be Randolph and Engblom and Gabby and Paul Kennedy and Dave Andrechuk and Todd Bobby the Chief Taylor. The whole crew is going to stay together. They're just moving it over to the Spot, and it's the same production team, by the way, Diamond Production. So you're going to be able to see it better over the air on a Channel 66 called The Spot in Tampa. It's affiliated with Scripps Howard, which owns Channel 28. So it's my understanding that you're going to be able to see 100% of the games for free over the air. Now, does that mean I think it means if you have a cable system, they have these must carry local stations, and this is going to be one of those stations. So if you have Spectrum or Frontier or YouTube streaming with local channels, you should be able to get this Channel 66, The Spot. So I think it's going to make it wildly more accessible for fans, which is great because there've been, a lot of people haven't been able to watch the games for a long time. And I think this is great. It's a great move by the Lightning. And they're also going to, the Panthers did this. The Knights did this. There's a bunch of teams that did it. It's worked out really well for them. And it gives them another revenue stream. And this is an ever-changing thing right now. The old regional sports networks were very stable and gave these teams a lot of money, but that whole dynamic has changed with streaming. Mm-hmm. So now teams are trying to figure out how best to reach their fan base. And a lot of them have been, during this transition, have lost a lot of fans, and I mean big time fans that I know, they've lost the ability to watch games. So this should really end all that.
And that's everywhere too. That's not just in Tampa Bay. That's
right.
Every Major League Baseball team and NHL team, or other than really everybody except for the NFL, right? Are dealing with this everywhere.
Right. So Steve Griggs, Lightning CEO, said we're all about our fans and we want to continue to grow our fan base. And we thought this was the best way to do it. Having all these elements in place, we really can't get to 100% of our fans in a manner we think will be done in a world-class way with our friends at Scripps Sports. So it should be kind of, I wouldn't even say seamless. This is going to be way better. He said, as the regional sports network world has changed over time, we talked to Scripps about where do we take viewership moving forward for our fans and what was more important for us in an organization and how we are getting from Lightning fans to watch hockey games. So it should be much more easy for fans to watch. So that's good.
Nice. You guys deserve that for sure.
Spot Tampa will take over the current Channel 66 WXPX signal, which is a full-power primary channel over-the-air reach that equals that of the Scripps locally owned ABC affiliate WFTS TV. So turning any TV to analog mode and attaching a $30 antenna will allow fans to watch games. So you got that. And I'm pretty sure that it will be on all the local cables as well. I'm not positive on that, but I think it will be available.
It should be as just a local channel. Yeah, it's not no network affiliation. You don't have to negotiate with anybody. You just plug it in.
Yeah, So, and then if you want to do the app thing, you can do that as well. So they will have a streaming app that you can use probably around $20 a month if you're just want to go just add that to some of your other apps, which is always a good way to go too. So, all right, that'll do it for us today. Thanks to Ken Eriksen for joining us today, Scott Hamilton for the PGA Championship. We will be back tomorrow with more fun and frivolity. Go Rays. We'll see you there 3:00 today, by the way. We'll see you tomorrow.